I had a dream recently that I haven't been able to shake. In the dream, I was inside a maze and I could see the wall in front of me and maybe the next turn, but that was about it. Then there was another version of me above the maze, and he could see the whole thing, every path, every dead end, every turn I couldn't see from where I was standing. Somehow, the two of us were connected. He was trying to show me which way to go, but he couldn't make the decision for me. Then I woke up and I had this really clear thought. That is what intuition feels like. It is like some part of you can see something that the rest of you hasn't caught up to yet. I think almost every one of us has felt this. You knew a relationship was over long before you were ready to leave it. You started a job and almost immediately felt that something was off. You knew you needed to say the thing, make the call, or set the boundary, and you kept putting it off. You didn't have proof. You couldn't explain it in a way that would satisfy everybody around you. You just knew. And usually the knowing comes first. The explanation comes later. Then your mind gets involved. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I need more information. Maybe I should give it another few months. What if I regret it? What are people going to think? Before long, the thing you knew gets buried underneath all the reasons you shouldn't trust it. I don't think the problem is that we have no idea what to do. A lot of the time, we do know. We just don't trust the answers because it didn't arrive with enough evidence. And fear is really good at giving you evidence. Fear can build a whole case. Intuition usually doesn't do that. It gives you a feeling, a nudge, or one sentence that keeps coming back. Fear will talk to you for hours. The knowing usually says it once. That's why this dream stayed with me. The version above the maze could see where all the different paths went. The version inside the maze was making decisions based only on what it could see right in front of him. And the connection between them wasn't a command. It was a quiet signal. Now, I'm not saying this dream explained how the universe works. I don't know that. It just gave me a picture that helped me understand something I have felt a lot in my life. Intuition rarely screams. It doesn't grab you and force you to act. It feels more like a pull, a heaviness, a thought that keeps coming back, a sense of something is off, or even when everything looks fine on paper. It points. Then it leaves the choice with you. The problem is, intuition isn't the only thing that's talking inside of us. Fear talks, old conditioning talks, a part of you that learned how to survive talks. And the confusing part is that all those things use your voice. They don't introduce themselves as fear or an old wound. They sound like they're being reasonable. Don't make a big deal out of this. Stay where it's safe. Give me more time. You're probably the problem. You're not ready yet. I've realized that a lot of what I used to call logic was actually protection. It was an old part of me trying to keep me from being rejected, embarrassed, abandoned, or even hurt. This is what a pattern is a lot of the time. It is something you learn to do to protect yourself. And it is still making decisions long after the original danger is gone. So your intuition probably isn't missing. It isn't broken. It may just be getting drowned out by the part of you that is afraid of what will happen if you actually listen. And listening doesn't always lead to some peaceful, beautiful moment. Sometimes it makes your life harder before it makes it better. It can mean ending a relationship you still care about, walking away from a job before you know what comes next, setting a boundary with somebody who is used to having access to you, changing in a way that makes the people around you uncomfortable. When I got sober in 2017, I didn't have some clear picture of who I was going to become. I stopped everything cold turkey because I knew I couldn't keep living that way. Listening meant giving up the things I had been using to avoid everything I didn't want to feel. I didn't know what came next. I only knew I was done. And I would make that decision again, not because it was easy, because once I knew, continuing to ignore it was starting to cost me more than changing. I've also done the opposite. I've stayed in the relationship after I knew it was something in me was finished. I've tried to reason my way back into something I could already feel myself leaving. I told myself I was being impatient, that I expected too much, that I was just needing to be safe. Then when it finally ended, the truth wasn't a surprise. The hard part was realizing I had known for a long time. That is what happens when you ignore yourself. Usually there is no dramatic alarm. Life just keeps going. You stay one more month, then another one, then a year. It costs you time quietly. But I don't believe you only get one chance to listen. If you miss one turn, life keeps bringing you back to that same choice in a different form. The feeling comes back, the same pattern shows up again, not to punish you, just to give you another chance to stop arguing with what you already know. I've spent years trying to understand why we keep repeating things we say we want to stop doing. Why do I keep choosing the same kind of relationship? Why do I keep shutting down? Why do I keep pushing people away? Why do I keep going back to the thing I swore I was finished with? I didn't plan for this work to connect back to intuition, but I think it does. The goal isn't to become a completely different person. It is to clear out enough of that noise that you can hear yourself again. You name the pattern, you find the belief underneath it, you understand what it was trying to protect you from, then you stop letting that old protection make every decision for you. When the noise starts to come down, you don't find your brand new perfect version of yourself. You find yourself and the part of you that knew before you had the words for it. That is what I think the dream was showing me. Maybe the work isn't always about building a better version of you. Maybe it's about removing the fear and the old protection that was been speaking for you. So here's the question I want you to sit with. Not what should I do? Ask yourself, what have I known for a long time that I keep talking myself out of? And pay attention to what comes up before your mind starts explaining why it can't be true. You probably already have an answer. And if you keep that, there is a pattern getting in the way, but you can't quite see it, what it is yet. I made a short guide that helps you catch the pattern while it's happening. It's free. Comment pattern, and I'll send it to you. I'll see you guys next week.